So I'm in a reading slump, dump, and it's just tragic. It's just sad. I was literally on track to hit my 100 book goal for the end of the year. November, we need to finish strong. December, we need to finish strong. But I was on track. But no, November, it was an epic fail. Anyway, hey guys, it's Mo from Mieruko, and welcome to my tragic November wrap-up. I read 4 books, 2 in which was manga, which I just started to get into. And I think they were all pretty... Let's just get into it. So the first book of this month is Defy the Night. So I've seen a lot of people talk about this book. It's supposed to be fantasy romance. Y'all know me, I'm a big fantasy romance type gal. It is for me. I'm here for it. I love fantasy romance. It's YA, I believe, but honestly, I have no outstanding thoughts about it. I think I gave it maybe 3-4, leaning towards a 3 right now as I talk to you guys, but I don't know. World building was different, interesting. It is in that like medieval Renaissance type time period. I think that's the vibes I was getting, at least. Enemies to lovers and friends to lovers, and it's just like, it's cool and all. I just don't have outlying thoughts about it. I really want to like this because I think its Bookstagram has lots of hype for it, and I really want to know it's book 1 in the series, and I was like, do I need to move on to book 2 though? I don't know. I'm in a reading slump dump, so all these reviews are so biased because I really am not in the right place to be reading books because 1, I don't want to read. 2, everything I read feels like ash. So it could be a really good book and I might just not be in the right season of my life to receive it. And I'm such a mood reader. It's just me. It is how it is. I'm just so tired of being in this reading slump dump though. I just want to read something good. A kingdom divided by corruption, a king desperately trying to hold it together, and a girl willing to risk everything to bring it all crashing down. It sounds like every single YA fantasy that you've ever heard of, pretty much. But anyway, so this book is about Tessa. She is an apothecary and her best friend, Wes. And they're tired of watching people suffer. So in their land, they have this plague that is probing their people. And every day you have to drink a certain amount of tea from these very expensive moonflower petals to starve off the sickness from your body. And the reality is only the rich can afford it and the poor cannot. And so she pretty much is Robin Hood, stealing medicine from the rich, giving it to the poor, and this is going completely against the king, the kingdom, and everything. She can be executed for this. So she does it with her partner Wes. It's very secretive. They don't even know each other's identities because in case anything happens, they wouldn't be able to out each other to the king and get executed, essentially. So I found it was super predictable for me. I feel like the romance was just meh. I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I'm in a reading dump. Everything feels like meh, everything feels like ash, so let's just move on. Anyway, next I read The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrews. So this one was interesting. This is my Illumicrate exclusive edition of The Whispering Dark. It is a beautiful edition. Look at those sprayed edges. So you have a lovely front. Exclusive end pages, which are very thoughtfully done, honestly. It's indeed pen signed. And my favorite part has to be the reversible dust cover. It's really nice. The character art, you guys know me and my character art, it speaks to me. It helps me have a better reading experience. It wasn't the most beneficial. I think it's actually one of the reasons I wanted to read this book, and I had an inkling that it would take me out of this reading slump, but it didn't, ultimately, unfortunately. I even recorded an entire reading vlog of this experience. It was a rainy reading vlog, and it was just like the vibes were there to read the book with, but I still gave it 4 stars. And honestly, it might be a 3-star book. I really don't know. It's hard for me to rate things, and I don't honestly feel like I'm giving books justice when I rate them when I'm having a reading slump. But for future Monique's knowledge, you rated this a 4 and /3. It has sequel vibes, like it probably will have a sequel coming out. It definitely gave me reverse Hades and Persephone vibes, or a reimagining of Hades and Persephone, or a retelling of Hades and Persephone. It was just interesting, very original. So pretty much this is about Delaney. Delaney is deaf, and Delaney always talked to the dark, but now the dark talks back. And it has all the spooky dooky vibes, check trigger warnings, and pretty much Delaney is tired of being seen as fragile because she is deaf, but then she's accepted into this prestigious program at Godwell University. that trains students to slip between the parallel worlds. She's excited for a chance to prove herself. But her semester gets to a rocky start because she meets this pretentious upperclassman. And pretty much this is like, it's dual POV and there's other POVs like thrown into it, but it's mostly dual POV. The main character and the main love interest. And honestly, the side characters are literal side characters. They're only there to push the plot, but like you don't really get anything deeper into their lives outside of like a bone here and there. And it's a murder mystery. So there's a lot to unpack in this. It's enemies to lovers, it's forbidden love, it's friends to lovers, it's just all this stuff meshed into one. But I think the journey that the main character goes through is lovely. Like, her main love interest does not see her as fragile at all. And I think that's beautiful. There was no arc for that. It was just there. She has this great set of friends. It just has so much potential to be a 5-star book for me, honestly. And as the book goes deeper and deeper, and by the way, it's super atmospheric. The scene setting, the atmosphere, extraordinarily deep. And I'm not a super atmospheric person. Think the Night Circus type thing, but that's not for me, honestly. Like, I need action. And it did start to pick up around chapter 31, but that's so deep into the book. And honestly, the love experience becomes deeper and deeper. Like, it becomes more of an aching, gnawing love between the main character and the love interest. And it just, I really enjoyed that part of it, but yeah, wasn't for me. 4 stars, but maybe it's a 3-star. I honestly want to DNF it a few times. And I also, the only reason I did not DNF it because I also got an audiobook. Saved it from DNFing it. Next 2 books I was supposed to get to read, but I never did it. I started all of them though. The Book Eaters by Sonia Dean. Spooky Dookie, Wanting Into the Vibes. Keep adding to my fall TBR. Not completing the fall TBR. I did not get deep in my fall TBR. This is sad. I'm gonna have another rotation for next year. Did not get into it. It's like adult on the YA line so far from what I can tell, but Ninth House. I couldn't get into it either. Read like the first 60 pages, put it back down. I'm in the reading dump slump. And to break the reading dump slump, I attempted to do manga. So I started manga, also because my husband recommended it to me. You guys recommended it to me, and I was just like, I need to get into manga. It's a new avenue of storytelling, and I need to do it. I know I like anime. I recently got into anime for like the past 2 years, and I don't have that many that I watch, but I know I like Spy Family, so I figured I might as well get the Spy Family books. And this one, my husband recommended for me to read, but he didn't know I had already watched the show. While he was watching the show, I was passively paying attention, so I knew exactly what's happening in this book, so I gave it 3 stars. But anyway, let's start off with this one. So this one is about a girl, and she can see all like these demon monsters, but no one else can see them, and she pretty much is pretending that she sees nothing, and she just tries to go through life as peaceful as possible, but she keeps getting put into these situations in which she has to interact with these demon-like things, and she's trying to let them know that she can't see them. So that's book 1. I read it really quickly. I think I read it in like an hour. But since I had already like was passively watching the show and my husband was watching the anime, I knew major bits and pieces of it, but there was like chunks of scenes that was missing that I got from the book. So that was nice. I do want to continue this, but so far it's just a 3. But it's only a 3 because I already knew what was going to happen, so there's no mystery, no nothing. It was just like, I already know what's going to happen. I pretty much already read the book. And then next, a Spy X Family. I love Spy X Family. Anya is precious. So Spy X Family is about this spy. His name is Twilight, and he's on this mission to prevent a war. This mission, he needs a family. So he adopts this little girl named Anya, and she is a secret telepath. He is a secret spy, and then he bumps into this woman at, I think it was like a clothing fitting or like a laundromat, something like that. And he like recruits her to be the wife. And her backstory is that she's actually a secret assassin. So all the members of this family all have a major secret, but they all have this beautiful, cute little family unit thing. And the mission is to get Anya into this prestigious school. And she is going to befriend the son of like this big political leader, and it's just such a cute story. I pretty much just gave you episode 1, by the way, so yeah. Book 3 is where I haven't watched all the anime, but I've watched up to book 3. So book 3 is half that I've watched and half that I haven't seen yet. So this is like my in-between book. So I also give it 3 stars, honestly, because I just haven't read it yet, because I already knew what was gonna happen. But I have the sequel coming up, which I'm currently reading, and hopefully having the new storyline, I will fall in love with the series even deeper and give it 5 stars. Yay! But other than that, that's all I did for November. It was sucky, very sucky, because I'm not gonna hit my goal, and I just want to be able to read. It's not even about hitting the goal. I want to be able to read. I want to be able to enjoy the book, get lost in pages. It's like my happy place, and now it's like the door slamming shut in my face every single time I'm trying to enter my happy place, and it's just rude. Are you guys on track for your reading? Because I'm not. And I have no plans on trying to force myself to become on track. It is what it is. I have to finish my semester, my final semester, and I will be free. So I only read 4 books this month, and you know what? That's fine. Only 2 of them were like chapter books, and 2 of them were manga. And that is all, folks. The holiday season is upon us, i.e. tree. So happy reading, and I'm wishing you a happy holidays. By the way, I may or may not post special Christmassy content, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell. Wow, that sounds so YouTube-y. Ring the bell in case you want to be updated on my Christmas shenanigans.